This episode of Hydroshow is sponsored by Hydromag, the UK's independent hydroponics magazine.
Hi and welcome back. I'm now with Dennis from GeoPot. Welcome Dennis. Thank you for coming to the show today.
Thank you.
He'll be talking to us about the fabric plant containers, which are brand new to the UK market. So why would somebody use a fabric plant container rather than the conventional plastic plant pot?
Yeah, well, the reason that they would use the fabric plant container is air root pruning. And so what happens in the fabric plant containers is when the roots grow out to the inside edge of the plant container, they'll actually get trapped. The root tips will get trapped in the loose fabric, and because it's porous, the air on the outside of the container will prune the tips of those roots. That's air root pruning. And that forces the roots to branch out further back on the root system with more fibrous roots. The fibrous roots are your feeder roots. They're more efficient in taking up the water and the nutrients. So you end up with thousands of fibrous roots throughout the root zone, rather than like in a plastic pot. They'll grow out to the inside edge of the container, and then they'll circle the container, and they'll continue to circle the container without being able to, being forced to branch out with those lateral feeder roots. And so that's the primary advantage. The secondary advantage is the whole container is porous and breathable, so it lets air into the root zone. It creates a healthy environment for the roots, and when the soil dries out, it'll dry out more evenly throughout the whole container rather than just from the top down.
So can you tell us what differentiates GeoPot from other fabric plant containers out there in the market?
Yeah, what differentiates the GeoPot is the construction of our pots. We use a really high-grade fabric, and if you feel it, it's very thick and really strong. We use a bonded polyester thread, which is the same thread used in like sails and sailboats. It's UV protected, it can stay wet without decaying. We fold over the top lip of the container, and it makes it more rigid so it doesn't flop in when you're trying to water or fill it with soil. We have options of having handles that are sewn on. They're really strong and durable. It's really convenient to move your containers around. And then we also offer it in black or tan, just for the preference. Sometimes it's aesthetics. Sometimes there's reasons for if it's outside heat, the tan doesn't warm up quite as much as the black would. And then we have the option of our Velcro seam container. It's really nice for transplanting, so a lot of growers will start out in a smaller container, then move up to a larger container for flowering. This makes it nice to open up and get that root ball out without having any plant shock during transplanting.
Thank you for your time today. And that was Dennis from GeoPot.
Do you want a nutrient that matches all the requirements of any plant you choose to grow? Well, let us introduce to you the aroma formula. So variable, it fits all the plants you want to grow indoors. Speed up plant growth. Increase yields. Trusted by the professionals. Results you can easily see for yourself. The aroma formula. Now available at all fine hydroponic shops.
This episode of Hydroshow is sponsored by Hydromag, the UK's independent hydroponics magazine.